Hello, welcome to another episode of the SG WrestleCast. My name is Skylar. Let's talk some wrestling. So, Fastlane Predictions. Seems like just yesterday I was doing my Royal Rumble review, or I uploaded my Royal Rumble review. And so, anyways, let's get down to matches here. The card's been filled out, so yeah, I'm not sure about this pay-per-view. I mean, it's heading into Mania. I think there are a couple really, really high spots that are going to be at Mania, but this is always they did away with the Elimination Chamber, which kind of pisses me off. But that's okay. I we shall hope that someday the Chamber will be back. So I guess let's start with the tag match, which was just announced. Cesaro and Tyson Kidd challenging Usos for the tag championships. I think Cesaro and Tyson Kidd are two very talented wrestlers. They deserve a lot more airtime than they get. Are they ready to be champions yet? I don't know. People have been saying that the Usos are kind of being John Cena as far as the tag team division goes, which I don't disagree with that, but I don't mind the Usos. They're very athletic. They're charismatic. I like them. They're really good baby faces, but to say that you would ever see an Uso heel turn anytime soon, we're not going to see that. Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, on the other hand, have a lot of charisma, but the other way, so they could be very good heels. But they have awesome chemistry as a tag team, and I think they're two great wrestlers that they do really good work, especially together. Intercontinental title match is Bad News Barrett versus Dean Ambrose. I'm going to be honest with you, I want Ambrose to go over, but I also don't mind Bad News Barrett either as the Intercontinental Champion. I think with the card the way it is now, Wade Barrett is at that point now where there's really nowhere else to go for Wade Barrett but to the main event. But it sucks because in this card, he's really not going to get that chance. I mean, maybe he will, but if he drops the IC title, he could probably fade back into oblivion as we know it. But I think Ambrose is the hotter guy right now. I think Ambrose is a future main eventer. And if we're talking about title shots, yeah, I mean, Ambrose is right up in there with the guys that should be around the main event. I think it's going to be an okay match. I could see time being a factor in this one, as far as them not getting as much time as they need to tell a good story. I haven't been seeing any of the promos and stuff, or any of the. I haven't been seeing any of the content on TV for the past couple weeks for this build-up. So, it's going to be an entertaining match either way, because I don't mind Dean Ambrose, and I don't mind Bad News Barrett. They're not my favorites, but what are you going to do? John Cena versus Rusev. Now, this is a very interesting match, because now that they've made it for the U.S. title, I don't know if it actually is for the U.S. title. Hang on, I don't think so, because my problem is this. Basically, I'm trying to read here. Hang on. Okay, yeah, so it is for the U.S. title. This match is very interesting because I thought they were going to save this match until Mania, and they were going to have Cena, as he does with all of the young, talented guys. He buries them. I'm not a huge fan of Rusev. I think the guy lacks charisma. I think the guy lacks an it factor. Does Cena go over? Honestly, I think he might not go over. Because he's a 15-time world champion. Why why have him win the U.S. title? It just doesn't really make sense. But I mean, I'm not gonna be looking forward to this match. I don't like Cena, and I'm not a fan of Rusev. So yeah, that's gonna be kind of a weird match for me. Kind of a small card too, when you think about the pay-per-view is gonna probably be filled with time fillers. Now, this next match is the Divas title match. Thank God Paige is in a Divas Championship match. Because, like I said before, the Bellas shouldn't be anywhere near the women's title. It means nothing when Nikki Bella's holding it. And now that NXT Rabble is done and Sasha Banks is now the NXT Women's Champion, we can have Charlotte move up and hopefully be a really good addition to the women in the main roster, because honestly, besides Paige, it's so boring. Nothing matters. This title match is going to be awesome just because Paige is in it. I mean, hate to be biased right there, but I mean, Paige is in it, so it's going to be a good match. Not a good match if she doesn't win. So I almost sound like a mark, don't I? But basically, it's black or white for me. Paige wins. It's all good. It was a good match. She doesn't win. Fuck, why does she not win? I'd like to know the reasoning why she does not win this match. But, I mean, Brie Bell is going to be at ringside, which I could go off a whole nother rant, which I might even do an episode all in of itself about women's wrestling in WWE, and this whole total divas thing. Just having the Bellas on the same side is idiotic. Brie Bella doing a heel turn. I mean, she is the wife of the biggest face in the company, and she's a heel. They're not doing any kayfabe storylines with husband and wife now, right? So, yeah. The only thing I like about Nikki Bella is her ass. Moving on. And I love everything about Paige. I would do so much shit to Paige, and but also she's like a awesome wrestler. And so yeah, she is awesome, and she needs to be the women's champion because she never should have lost it in the first place. Well, it shouldn't have gone off her or AJ Lee. Like that rivalry, a lot of people were kind of critical of it. The AJ Lee Paige thing, because it's going on too long or whatever. But being a realist, those are the only two ladies that should be around that title because they're the ones that make the title matter. Moving on, we're already at the main event. Jeez, this is going to be a short one. Main event, Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan. The winner of this match faces Brock Lesnar at Mania. I thought I had this figured out, but there was a link I didn't watch, but I just saw the thumbnail for it, to an article about how Vince might have already confirmed or had a decision on what the main event at WrestleMania is going to be, whether it's going to be a triple threat or whether it's going to be one-on-one, someone versus Brock Lesnar. I'm going to tell you right now, I think this match is going to be a run-in and a DQ finish. Wow. And I think at Mania we get Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan versus Brock Lesnar in a triple threat. In a perfect world, we'd all love to see Daniel Bryan against Brock Lesnar one-on-one, and Daniel Bryan go over Brock Lesnar clean. But let's be honest. A triple threat match would be a lot more believable with Bryan in there, with these two monsters, and at least Roman Reigns can wear down Lesnar a little bit. I think this is going to be a good match because, you know what? Some people don't like Roman Reigns. I don't mind Roman Reigns. Daniel Bryan is not my number one guy, but he is the top guy. I mean, you can't deny that he's the top guy. And so then, now looking towards Mania, I think it's going to be a triple threat. So there's going to be some kind of DQ run, and I think with the Authority, Either that or, Triple H and stuff. It's not really a match, but I should talk about this because it's monumental. Triple H challenged Sting a couple weeks ago. Not to a match, but a one-on-one confrontation. Fastlane, which of course we know is going to lead into a match at WrestleMania 31. To be honest, Sting versus Triple H is going to be a better wrestling match than Sting versus Undertaker, because at least Triple H can still kind of go, whereas Undertaker pretty much can't. And maybe I'll talk about that too, just because I have plenty of time. Sting versus Triple H, this is going to be monumental. We'll hear Sting finally cut his first promo in WWE. Probably. That's going to be awesome. And they've done a good job of him not talking. And they kind of gave us a piece of cheese at Survivor Series. And basically only twice since then he's shown his face. But Triple H, again, like he has in the past so famously, puts people over at WrestleMania. And I'm telling you, Sting versus Triple H, WrestleMania, Sting's going over. He has to go over. I mean, why would you have Triple H go over Sting? But that's for another conversation for another day. I think Sting versus Triple H, the confrontation, is going to be very interesting to see, and Fastlane is going to be a very interesting pay-per-view, and it's worth $9.99 just to see that and the main event. And on that subject, there's really no match for this pay-per-view that I'm super uber excited for, besides the main event. But that's just because it impacts the main event on WrestleMania. It's almost like second Royal Rumble. But yeah, the Sting versus Triple H is the thing I'm most excited about. And one other thing I want to discuss really quick is the whole Bray Wyatt versus Undertaker conversation. My personal opinion, I don't think Undertaker's wrestling. So, but there's rumors, hey, he might wrestle. And a lot of people say, oh, Wyatt's young and, he can make Undertaker look good. He's putting Taker over. I'm sorry, if he puts Taker over, like I said, I'm kind of almost blatantly biased with Wyatt because he is my favorite guy in the company right now. He needs to work someone else at Mania. I don't know who he works, but I can tell you that it's not going. Maybe have him work Cena again, but actually have him go over Cena clean. Or maybe he works Harper at Mania. I don't know. Harper and Rowan. Maybe they do a triple threat. But his promos have been getting better and better every single week, just like they were from the first day he walked through the door. He's going to be a future main eventer. And I think right now, him working Undertaker would be interesting, and it's a match that you would see in a fantasy booking. Not in any way, shape, or form did I want Bray Wyatt versus Undertaker to happen, because one, I didn't it's almost like leave well enough alone. The streak was broken, so why couldn't you just retire and go into the Hall of Fame this year? Because that was the talk a couple months ago, was that, well, if Taker can wrestle, he's going to wrestle Wyatt, but if he can't wrestle, he's going to the Hall of Fame. I feel like they wouldn't do a year, though, where the big marquee guy going into the Hall of Fame was Macho Man. So it's now they put the Undertaker in, now it's ew. So, and plus Rikishi's going in. So now, I think, if Undertaker doesn't wrestle, say he doesn't wrestle ever again, he's going into the Hall of Fame next year, probably. He has to. But as far as potential opponents for Wyatt, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. I'm gonna take a look at the roster here real quick glance at the roster. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's no one really that I can think of that would be a good opponent. Maybe do a brother versus brother match with Bo Dallas. I mean, but Bo has been off TV. You know. So yeah, as far as this build-up goes, I mean, maybe have a more Dolph Ziggler, like big heel versus big face. I think that'd be kind of cool because Dolph Ziggler versus Daniel Bryan is not happening. Um, I just this pay-per-view is very much. It feels like a transitional pay-per-view of like, all right, let's get to Mania. That's pretty much what it feels like. So Wyatt's definitely going to cut some kind of promo on the show, which is great. But yeah, as far as this goes, I think that it's going to be an interesting show, if not just for Sting versus Triple H and the main event, and probably Lesnar's going to be there too. So that's going to be great. All right. Well, that's pretty much all I have to say about Fastlane. Review is going to be coming probably the day after the pay-per-view. I will watch it. And that's all for me for now. So thank you for watching and listening. And everyone have a good day. I will see you on the next episode of the WrestleCast.